¿Qué me ha pasado? My father, Gerardo Rosas, was born in Mexico City, but his home and childhood lives in Chamacuaro, Guanajuato. At the young age of 10, he and his two older brothers were brought to California in search for a better future with more opportunities. Although they had crossed illegally, their father, Rufino Rosas, was able to provide them with a visa allowing them to enter and exit the country as they pleased. The trip to and from Mexico was almost always by car, since that way they were able to take and bring gifts and necessities without worrying about a weight limit. Plus, their arrival and departure did not need a set date. As my father's family grew, from him being the youngest of three to him being a middle child of seven, the trips to Mexico slowly began to decrease. Instead of visiting twice a year, my father, his brothers, and his sister would only go once during the summer. There was a lot my father missed dearly from Mexico, such as the rest of his family, his friends, and overall the freedom to walk up and down the familiar streets reminiscing his childhood days. As my father grew older, he started to travel to Chamacoro by himself. Since more of his other brothers seemed eager to visit, he liked being alone and adventuring his own, even if it was only to such a familiar place. It was almost like a routine for him. Depart from San Francisco Airport, arrive at the airport in Guadalajara, the capital of Jalisco, which is a neighboring state of Guanajuato. From there, catch a bus to Celaya, a town in Guanajuato, and then wait for his uncles to pick him up and drive him to Chamacuaro. A simple four-step process for him. In his mind, nothing could go wrong, until something did. My father, 20 years old, when he got drugged. It was a typical trip to Chamacuaro, and being like each trip before it, departing from San Francisco Airport, arrived at the airport in Guadalajara, but this time the bus to Celaya contained an extra unwanted step. As my father entered the bus, he took his seat near a window towards the back of the bus. As the bus was parting to leave, a man got on and took a seat next to him. Thinking nothing of it, my dad made small talk with the man, and during their constant conversation, the man had offered my father a gansito, which happened to be a favorite treat of his, and so he naively accepted it. According to my father, the gansito wrapped did not seem tampered with and tasted fine. The only problem was that after his last bite, he passed out and remained unconscious the rest of the trip. Once in Celaya, the bus driver had to shake my father back to conscience and ask him to exit the bus. Confused and disoriented, my father complied and made his way to a neighboring bench. There he had realized what had happened to him and started to feel vulnerable. He checked his luggage and noticed the man had stolen all of his money as well as his watch. Luckily, a lady spared him 10 pesos, and my father was able to call his uncle to come pick him up. He was embarrassed to tell anyone what had happened to him, but has realized this real-life event serves as a lesson to always be careful and aware of the people around us.